Welcome back to the crafting series. Last time we successfully tested the LED lamp we are working on, and this time we're gonna get it soldered onto the prototype board. This thing. And that, oh, didn't mean to drop it. That said, let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Probably need that open so you can see what we're doing. Let's get this angled right. There we go. Okay, so you might be wondering why I have tape. That will be made clear shortly. First thing we want to do is take our components, and I was smart enough to take a Sharpie and mark. Let's get something white so you can see it against it. A little line on one of these legs, and it's the one furthest from the red lines. You can see it there. Now it's the one closest to my thumb, and I did the same on the LED. Might have to, how do there's the one my thumb is on. Anyway, they're both marked, so we know the correct ones to solder together. And with that said, let's go ahead and start working on this while the iron is heating up. First thing we're going to do is start loading up the board with our components. And as you can see, there are just loads of little holes. I guess you can't see it all that well. That's better. So each one of those little holes is where the legs of our components go through. So we're going to just start with the resistor, and we'll put one leg in right there, and then the other leg into another hole. So we get something like that. Now we want to pull both of the leads through. There's one side and then the other. Let me pull that other one up and get it a little bit closer, so we can, that should do better. Yeah, there we go. Now it's pretty much flush with the board, and that's what we want. Just come through on the other side, and now we need to display the leads again. So they are, one held down, or the component is held down to the board, and two, so that we then have a bit of metal to connect to when we solder the two components here together. And black on the LED leg is going to go to black on the resistor. So having that information, I know that it's going to go this way, and it's going to plug in right next to the resistor, like that. So now get the other leg of the LED in there as well, and we can just push it down. There we go. Now the two, there we can bend down the other LED lead. Now these two that are up are the ones we need to join together, both with solder and with a twist, so that they're making contact before we put the solder on, just to make it a little bit of a better solder connection method. So now I'll take my needle nose and just clip off the excess that we have on these, mainly to make it where there's less I'm having to work around. There we go. So we just have that much left on there now. And let's bend that down so it's flush with the board, or close to it. Next thing we need is the wires from the switch. And you'll notice I shortened with zip ties the wires from the battery connector, just to make it less of a hassle to work with here. Now, the positive needs to go in on the side of the resistor. So we're going to put it in here. And then we're going to come through and we can twist them off together like we did the others for the LED. So we'll do that. So there we go. For the positive of the power supply going in, just clip these, and then, like we did before, just fold it down against the board. And now for the last little bit, the black wire, which is going to connect to the other lead of the LED. So again, we find the one right next to it, or right next to where it needs to go in, and feed it down and through. make sure that all the little wires that make up this bigger wire are together. Else it's not going to go through the hole as it is supposed to. Need to rewind it all. Sorry about my head getting in frame there. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Again, apologies for my head when it gets in frame. But you can see what I'm having to work with here. It's bunching up, not wanting to do right. Let's just give it another little trim here. Maybe try it with a fresh bit of wire. Get the wire strippers. Hang on. I had the wire strippers before, but then I thought to myself, no, we're not going to need them. And then, what do you know? We need them. And there we go. Now, these wound together nice and tight. Let's try feeding it through now. We've got it this time. So now, like before, we just wind them up, clip off the excess. And bend it down. Alright, so there are our 3 points we need to solder. The iron has been heating up this entire time, so it should be ready to go. And the tape, I was going to tape everything on this side, but since we bent it down, we really don't need to worry about that now. What we can do is use it to hold the wires down, so we have a flat, or more flatter surface to work off of here. And now just to get everything situated where I want it for the soldering. Alright, here we go. Guess that's a bad idea after all. Well, you never know till you try. So there we go, that's one connection made. There's 2. 1 left. And there's 3. So we should now have a working LED lamp. Let's flip this over. And plug the battery in. And I will turn off the lights like I did before. And we'll give this a test. Because everything should work. Okay, we ready? I'm throwing the switch. Here's hoping. Haha, it lights up. It works. We did it. And now let's kill it to keep the battery from and the bulb from running out. Alright, I'll turn the lights back on and maybe... How can it be set? To call that a success. So, I've had fun. I hope you've learned something. I know I have. Until next time, everyone. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, right here, let's move my head over, there we go, right here is going to be another video in the future for the next in this particular series. And over here is going to be the previous video in this series, along with a subscribe button down below it. So feel free to give that a hit, and be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. And let's see. Oh yeah, be sure to leave a comment. I'd appreciate knowing what your thoughts are. Until the next one, everyone.